Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. About me, I am Sandeep Bhushan and my credentials are I have 8 years of teaching experience for civil services. I teach international relations and internal security and also the analysis of the Hindu newspaper. So this video is in regards to how to crack prelims and mains 2020, wherein you will have a better understanding about the factual and also in regards to analytical questions which will be asked for the prelims 2020. So prior to that, you have a notification in regards to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, which is India's largest learning platform. And once you get subscribed to it, you will have a live and recorded courses from India's best educators. And the privileges what you have once you subscribe are the daily live classes, live test and quizzes, structured courses, and unlimited access. And these are the top educators in the Unacademy, which you can see it on the screen. And in the Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, you have the courses like economy, geography, current affairs, and all others, which you can see it on your screen. Apart from that, in Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, you have essay writing, internal security, CSAT paper, and all the rest, which you can also see it once again on your screens. And in regards to subscription, you have 12-month subscription and also 24-month subscription. 12-month subscription, the amount is 40,000 original amount, and for 24-month subscription, the original amount is 48,000. So it's always recommended to go ahead with subscribing for the 24 months for the Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, because the amount is 48,000, and then go ahead with subscribing using my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10. You will get 10% discount, and the discounted price is 43,200. And it's always better to go ahead with 24 month subscription, because you have the opportunity or the privilege that you will be paying only for the 13 months amount. You will be paying only for 13 months, but you would get the subscription for 24 months. So you have the opportunity here. Go ahead with subscribing for 24 months. When I'm saying 13 months, it is 12 months plus 1 month. 12 months 40,000, 1 month 8,000. So it comes for 48,000 for the entire 24 months. So you are being benefited. There is an opportunity. Go ahead with that, and then do subscribe for the Let's Crack UPSC CSE English with using my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala, and then the discounted price would be 43,200. So do take the maximum benefit of it. And now we'll get into the analysis of the Hindu newspaper, wherein I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, which will be very important for you for in regards to the factual and analytical questions for prelims as well as mains point of view, for both prelims as well as mains point of view. So I would say a very good morning to all who are watching. Malvika Sajivan, everyone, a very good morning. Hi to you all. And today's news talks about, you have in the first page, front page itself, states with high swine flu. So there is a data which talks about that the states which are having the highest swine flu cases are also recording most of the COVID-19 cases. Please do understand, that means there is a link between the swine flu and then the COVID-19. That is what it says. The 5 states, that is Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Delhi and Tamil Nadu, account for almost 70% of the entire country's COVID-19 cases. Account for entire 70% of the COVID-19 cases. That the total cases are 46,416 as of now. So our focus is in regards to the 5 states. 5 states which are almost 70% of the entire total population. And we have the data from the Health Ministry National Center for Disease Control, that is NCDC, that is National Center for Disease Control, which states that consistently these swine flu cases or else the seasonal influenza H1N1 cases are very high in India as such. And also in regards to specifically these states, that is 5 states, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Delhi and Tamil Nadu are the states which are also consistently having the bulk of swine flu cases, or else you can say it as a seasonal influenza, that is H1N1 infection. So this, if we look at little bit in regards to the H1N1 since 2015, in 2015 we have seen 42,592 cases, and this is the largest spike cases since the swine flu pandemic of 2009-10. So we have seen in 2009-10, but in between 2009-10 we have also seen in 2015 the swine flu cases which were very high, and then in regards to then again Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Gujarat and Delhi, they all together constitute for 63% of the cases in regards to the swine flu. And in, if we exclude just 2016 and then compare it with the other years, Maharashtra and Gujarat are among the top 3 India swine flu count. So if we look at, see, we are focusing on the states which are having the maximum COVID-19 cases and then linking it with the swine flu of the previous years, right from 2015 onwards. So you are having a statistic data comparing it with the swine flu of the 2015 onwards of few states, and then the now the states, 5 states which are having the maximum of the COVID-19 or constitutes 70% of the COVID-19 cases. So again in the year 2018, if you look at Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Rajasthan, they accounted for 65% of the H1N1 cases. That means if you look at the cases of the swine flu in various states and then linking that with the number of cases of the COVID-19, there is a match. There is a match. Again in 2019, we have seen Rajasthan, Gujarat, Delhi and Maharashtra. So if you look at constantly, you can see Rajasthan, Gujarat, Delhi, Maharashtra, they are the one who are part of the swine flu and then accounting almost 70% for the COVID-19 cases, So if you look at this in the year 2019, they have the H1N1 cases 54%. So look at it, the 54% in 2019, 65% in 2018, again in 2015 it is 63%. So if you look at Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Delhi are the one which are maximum in the swine flu cases since 2015 onwards, and again comparing it with what is the 5 states now in regards to the COVID-19 cases, that is Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Delhi and Tamil Nadu, which are all in the previous cases, that is from 2015 onwards, they are also having the swine flu cases. So the link what it says is the states which are which had the swine flu cases are recording the highest number of COVID-19 cases. So these are all what? These are all respiratory. H1N1 is also respiratory. So definitely SARS-CoV-2 is also respiratory diseases. So if you look at swine flu, swine means pig. Swine means pig. So the virus which is the reservoir, I mean the pig or the swine which is the reservoir of the virus H1N1 can spread to the human beings. How? First it can get to the poultry, that is to the hens, and then later on who is associated, it will be infected to the persons, and then this can infect to the person who is having a direct exposure to the pigs, who are working in the with the what you say in the rearing of the pigs, and from that person it can get to the infected to the other human beings also. So thereby this swine flu, influenza from the pigs, but humans infections have sporadically occurred. So that is what the cases of the swine flu linking with the COVID-19. Navin Raj also has joined. Hi to you, Navin Raj. Very good morning to you. Just we were looking at the cases. I mean, we are linking the COVID-19 cases now and then linking it with the previous, I mean, states which are having the swine flu cases. For Naveen, in regards to you, you have just joined, so we have just taken this and then I'm linking it. So in regards to the 5 states which are having the maximum COVID-19 is Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Delhi, Tamil Nadu. These are the 5 states which have or which constitute 70% of the COVID-19 cases. And if you look at the H1N1 since 2015, 2016, apart from 2018 and 2019, these 5 states are the one which have also been part of the swine flu cases. So that is what I was explaining. And now we'll get to the another news which is in regards to not to return. Not NOT, NOD. Not in the sense you have like permission for return. So the government has gone ahead with that is the Ministry of Home Affairs, has said that we will make sure that the one who have stranded, the stranded Indians, that means the Indians who are in the Gulf countries, will be brought back to India. The Ministry of Home Affairs has said that, or it has announced on May 4th, that the Indians, the hundreds and thousands of Indians who have been stranded in Gulf and other various other countries, will be brought back to India in a phased manner, by or beginning from May 7th. So from May 7th, that is day after, the Ministry of Home Affairs has said that the Indians who are stranded in Gulf and other various other countries across the world will be brought back in a phased manner. And in the first phase, the distressed citizens will be brought by the commercial aircraft and naval ships. So the one which is involved in getting back the citizens are the aircraft and the naval ship. This is important. And it will be according to the list prepared by the embassies, and the one they will get back the Indians in a payment basis. This is important. That means the stranded Indians who are coming, or who the Ministry of Home Affairs through the aircraft, commercial aircraft and naval ship, they are getting back them to India. That will be based on the list prepared by their embassies, and it will be a payment basis. This is important, again, payment basis. And the returnees have to pay for the quarantine also and hospital facilities. So they have to pay for the quarantine and for the hospital facilities. For both the cases, the Indians who have been stranded in various other countries and the Gulf countries also will be brought back, but they have to be making the payment. Any queries, please let me know. Anyone who was, what do you say, part of the live chat, please let me know. And in the first phase, that is from May 17 to 14, the first phase will take place, and there are, the government would allow almost more than 60 non-scheduled commercial flights from various countries, that is 12 countries, wherein 15,000 citizens, Indian citizens, are stranded in various countries. So from 12 countries, the Indians will be brought back, wherein there are 15,000 Indian citizens who are staying across the Gulf countries, and then half of them, in these 15,000, the half of them are from the Gulf region, that is UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Oman. And the others, the rest of the Indians who are staying apart from the Gulf region are US, UK, Singapore, that is Southeast Asian countries, Malaysia, Philippines, and Bangladesh. So definitely we have the Indians who are still stranded in the various countries because of the COVID-19, and the Ministry of Home Affairs have taken the responsibility. They will get back them by the commercial aircraft and the naval ships, but it will be based on the list prepared by the embassies of those countries, and then when they are brought back, they have to be, it will be based on the payment basis, and they have to pay for the quarantine and for the hospital facilities also. And the one who are the Indians are from the 10 states identified, and the largest number are from the Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Delhi. So these are the one which are having the maximum number of the Indians who are from India to various other countries, as we have discussed, from Gulf to Gulf region, US, UK, Singapore, Southeast Asian countries, Malaysia, Philippines, and Bangladesh. And the other one is in regards to the CCMB. CCMB is Cellular and Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology. So Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, along with, what do you say, the another company that is called as iStem, have tied up, or they have come up coordinated for the COVID research. So there is a COVID research, and then CCMB along with iStem, which is a Bangalore based, have come together, and then they are going ahead with the COVID research is going on. So CSIR, CCMB, Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, has announced that they will go ahead with the public-private collaborative research. So this is public-private collaborative research with the Bangalore-based, that is iStem Research Private Limited. It is a Bangalore-based, that is iStem Research Private Limited. So CCMB along with iStem Research Private Limited are coming together, and that is what both of them coming together is a public-private collaborative research effort. And this is very important from the prelims point of view, because as this is in regards to the public and private, So both public and private are coming together, and then they're going ahead with the research, or they're tying up for the COVID-19 research. So this could be a probable question. And CCMB will use this iSTEM's human lung epithelial cell culture system. So what system is the CCMB using? It is the human lung epithelial cell culture system. This is again very important for prelims point of view, because UPSC may not focus, if what I said, if it is not focusing CCMB plus the iSTEM or Bangalore based iSTEM Research Private Limited, which is a public private collaborative research effort, there is a possibility, or else they will focus on what is the, what do you say, exact the mode of operation going on, or else the intricacies of it will look at. And that is in regards to the iSTEM's. CCMB will use what? iSTEM's human lung epithelial cell culture system. Why lung? Because SARS-CoV-2 or COVID is in regards to it is respiratory disease. It is a respiratory disease. That is what? That is why it will use the human lung epithelial cells culture system. So it is using the cell culture system. Who? The CCMB is using the cell culture system of the lung epithelial. Lungs, from lungs, it is using the epithelial cell culture system. So that is very important from prelims point of view. And then provided as a anti-COVID screening platform. So this is ACS, anti-COVID screening platform. So in regards to CCMB plus ERPL, that is public private collaborative research effort, they both are going ahead with are using the human lung epithelial cell culture system, and then that is nothing but anti-COVID screening. That is called as anti-COVID screening platform. So what platform? Why I am saying all this is, could be in the prelims that they would ask which among the following statements are incorrect. So this is in regards to the ACS, that is anti-COVID screening platform. And why? To understand molecular and pathological characters. This is very important. Why? Because the SARS-CoV-2, because it is mutating and it is very tough to go ahead with identifying the gene sequencing of the SARS-CoV-2, and this anti-COVID screening platform will make sure that it understands the molecular and pathological characteristics of the coronavirus. So one of the statement is that this is for what? It is for understanding the molecular and pathological characteristics of the coronavirus, one of the statements. So that is also correct. And this establishes a rational basis for testing potential drugs. So once we understand the characteristics, pathological or molecular characteristics of the COVID-19 SARS-CoV-2, then it will be very useful for as a rational basis for testing potential drugs. And this is in vitro drugs, in vitro. So what do you mean by in vitro? Again, this is again important for prelims point of view of better understanding. In vitro is the word which is from the Latin. In vitro means in glass. Please do understand this. In vitro means in glass, because the entire studies of the biological takes place in a test tube. Test tube means in a glass vessel. That is why in vitro. Vitro means the term, it is a Latin term. It means in glass. So wherein the biological studies of the properties of the particular virus, that it goes ahead in the test tube rather than in the human or animal. That is why it is called as in vitro. And you have another one in regards to DRDO develops a disinfection tower. So Defense Research and Development Organization. Defense Research and Development Organization has developed what? Ultraviolet disinfection tower. So it has developed ultraviolet disinfection tower. So who has developed this? It is DRDO has developed. Again for prelims point of view. And this is for what? For rapid and chemical free disinfection of high infection prone areas. So wherever there are hotspots areas, so there it can be used, and it is used for rapid and chemical free disinfection. Rapid and chemical free disinfection. That is very important, and that is why it has been developed. I mean, it has been developed by DRDO, and that is called as ultraviolet disinfection tower. And the equipment name of the equipment is UV blaster, that is ultraviolet blaster. And it can be used for high-tech surfaces like electronic equipments, computers, and other gadgets in the laboratories or offices. So this is the one which is used not for the not for the human beings, but it is for the high-tech surfaces like electronic equipment, computers, and gadgets. Electronic equipment, computers, and then other gadgets which are part of the laboratories, labs, or from the offices. So this can be used, and they are not suitable for disinfection with chemical methods. And this product is also effectively with a large flow of people. So this can be used, that is UV blaster can be used wherever there are more number of people, that is a gathering, large gathering is happening, there it can take place. That is in regards to the airports, shopping malls, metros, hotels, factories, and office. So this will be definitely useful, because as the country, I mean the government is going ahead with making sure that they wanted to economic activity to take place. So thereby when the economic activity take place or the national lockdown is lifted, so there will be more of people getting onto the streets, and the social distancing might not be taken into consideration. So the DRDO developed ultraviolet disinfection tower named as UV blaster can be used not only in the offices or the laboratories, but it can be used outside, that is in the airports, shopping malls, metros, hotels, factories, and offices. And it has been designed and developed, please do understand this, designed and developed, because again it is important for prelims question. Why Laser Science and Technological Center, LASTEC? So it is designed and developed. So ultraviolet UV disinfection tower or UV tower is designed and developed by Laser Science and Technological Center, which is based in Delhi, and with the help of, in association with another one, that is New Age Instruments and Materials Private Limited. So along with LASTEC, it is New Age Instrument and Material Private Limited. It is LASTEC, that is LASTEC, in collaboration with or in association with New Age Instruments and Materials Private Limited, which is in Gurugram, and then LASTEC is Delhi. And these are all very important for prelims point of view. And Bharatwaj has joined. Hi to you, Bharatwaj. Hi to you. And this is what I was talking about. DRDO develops disinfection tower, which is called as ultraviolet disinfection tower, and also named as UV blaster. And there is a plea. There was a plea which was taken up by one person, but it was rejected by the Supreme Court. It was rejected by the Supreme Court. So the plea was in regards to the appointment of additional judge. So the plea was in regards to the challenging the appointment of additional judge. Please do understand, the plea by one person we will look at. So it was in regards to the appointment of the additional judge, but the Supreme Court has rejected it. So there is one news in regards to the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court has rejected a petition filed by a district judge. So who has filed it? The district judge has filed the petition. Why he has filed? Because he has challenged the appointment of the junior judicial officer. So he has challenged the appointment of junior judicial officer as an additional judge, of Karnataka High Court. Please do understand. So the district judge has challenged the appointment of the junior judicial officer as the additional judge of Karnataka High Court. That he has challenged it. The district judge has challenged on the basis of that the appointment has been breached based on breached the seniority rule. So as the appointment was against the seniority rule, the district judge has challenged the appointment of the junior judicial officer as an additional judge of Karnataka High Court on the basis of seniority rule. But the court had dismissed the plea just before an hour, of swearing in of Padmaraj N. Desai. So, who is the junior judicial officer appointed as the additional judge of the Karnataka High Court? So, Padmaraj N. Desai is the additional judge of Karnataka High Court, appointed as additional judge of Karnataka High Court. So he is been the swearing is taken place, but the Supreme Court has rejected the plea of the district judge who has filed the petition or who has challenged the appointment, and the bench was the decision was made by the bench, that is by Justice Deepak Gupta and Justice Anirudh Bose, and they said that it generally does not. What is the reason they have said to go ahead with rejecting the plea or the petition filed by the district judge is that they say that they cannot, or they generally does not interfere with the presidential order. This is very important for prelims point of view, because one of the statement what it says is it talks about the presidential order. So the Supreme Court has said that we generally does not interfere with the presidential order on appointment of judges. That means the appointment of the judges, that is in regards to the Padmaraj N. Desai, that is being appointed as the additional judge of Karnataka High Court from the junior judicial officer, cannot be, the Supreme Court says that we cannot look into it, because generally we do not interfere, because it is the presidential order. The appointment is done by the presidential order. That is why the Supreme Court has rejected the petition of the petition filed by the district judge. And who is the one? That is the Shivamoga Principal District Judge KG RKGMM Mahaswamiji. He is the one who has actually filed a petition in the case of superseding or passing over the senior district. That means they haven't followed the seniority, and he has filed the case based on the reserve category, that is based on the scheduled caste. This was not taken into consideration. His plea was, the plea by the Mahaswamiji was in regards to the seniority level was not taken into consideration. Collegium and Law Minister. Yes. And the recommendation of the respondent number 11, that is P.N. Desai. Who is P.N. Desai? That is the one who has been sworn in. P.N. Desai as the additional judge of the Karnataka High Court. So the recommendation of the PN judge by the Collegium of the Karnataka High Court is unlawful, arbitrary, and in clear violation of statutory rules, administrative instruction contained in the official's memorandum dated so and so, and involve basis of malafide. And who is saying that it is violating the functional rights, that is Article 14 and 16, that is by the one who has been gone ahead with the filing the petition. So what it says is, because who decides that who has to be getting that promotions? It is the Collegium. Collegium means it is a group along with the, if it is in the case of High Court, it is a Chief Justice of High Court, or if it is in the Collegium is in regards to the Supreme Court, it is the Supreme Court Chief Justice, Supreme Court CGI or Chief Justice. So the Collegium will take the decision that who will actually get into the promotion. So that was rejected by the Supreme Court. And now you have another news in regards to Rajasthan differs staff salaries. So Rajasthan government has come up saying that its revenue collection has been drastically fallen down because of the COVID-19. Because of the COVID-19 or because of the national lockdown, the entire revenue collection of the State Finance Department of the Rajasthan has said that it has fallen down very drastically, and then it is very difficult in regards to moving ahead with the situation, that is in regards to expenditure and all that. Again comparing it with the salaries and then pensions, and also in regards to how to handle the COVID-19, that is the emergency fund for the COVID-19. So the State Finance Department of Rajasthan has said that the revenue collection for 2021 has fallen by 70% and there was a shortfall of 18,000 crores comparing it with the last year, that is 2019-20. So very clearly it states that 62 years of completion, tenure 62 years of completion. I didn't get it, Bharatwaj. So you're talking about the one who is can be promoted, age factor, seniority. Okay, yeah. And the state has budgeted for revenues of 8,400 crores, and that includes 6,800 from the taxes and GSTs, and GST compensation of 1,600 crores, and non-tax. From taxes it is 6,800 crores, from GST it is 1,600 crores, and from non-tax revenues it has achieved 1,800 crores by April end. So it has the budget for revenues, that is the Rajasthan government has 8,400 crores, and that it says that it is very less, and it says that it is a shortfall of, comparing it to the 2019-20 to the fiscal year 2021, shortfall of 18,000 crores of rupees, and that is a massive shortfall for the Rajasthan government. And then it says in the month it was a shortfall of 3,500 crores, and Rajasthan has allocated 1,200 crores for COVID-19 to handle or for the expenses or the expenditure of the COVID-19, or else for the rescue package of the COVID-19. Rajasthan government has allocated 1,200 crores of rupees for the expenditure for providing wheat under the PDS system, which are the beneficiaries of National Food Security Act. So through the PDS system, who are the beneficiary of the NFSA, that is National Food Security Act. And the government says that it has a biggest decline in tax revenues. It has a biggest decline in tax revenue, that is in regards to stamp duty and the registration and vehicle taxes. So stamp duty, registration and the vehicle taxes, there is a lot of, or else a sharp decline in the tax revenues, and that is very, a problematic, or the financial problems or financial woes for the Rajasthan government. And there is no sale of property or vehicles, that is why the decline of tax revenues have taken place. And Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot also says that, as demanded from the center, a grant of 1 lakh crore, not for Rajasthan, for the states, and which can be distributed according to the state's share. Please to understand this, state share in central taxes. So we are particularly looking into the GST, the functioning of it, wherein it has been prescribed in the GST council or interstate council. You have the GST council or interstate council, so which is prescribed the about the state's share in the central taxes, that is GST taxes. So because of that, the Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot is making a statement, or is demanding from the center the grants of 1 lakh crores of rupees to the states on or behalf of the state share in central taxes, as per the prescribed standards prescribed in GST council and interstate councils. And this is again important for prelims point of view. So there is a question, there could be a question based on GST, and then the center state, how the appropriation based, what is there in the GST council, what is there, and what are the points which are in the interstate council. So this could be a probable question. Yeah, SGST. Yeah, you have central GST, you have state GST. Fine. Yeah, definitely. Yes, yes, Bharadwaj, you are very well. Good. 1/3 central, 2/3 states voting rights in GST council. That is what he is demanding now. The Rajasthan Chief Minister, sir, why state isn't approaching judiciary? Okay. Okay. First they are demanding, probably they should get it. And the next point I will tell. The next screen you will understand better. Bharadwaj, next screen you will understand better. And then the Gehlot says that there is a revenue loss compensation given for states, which they said that 5 years, and what, as per the GST compensation by the center to states, centers to states, there is GST, I mean tax compensation. Once the GST, that means the center will have more of power as now we are going ahead. So they say that once the implementation of GST should be increased to 10 years. So the compensation should not be 5 years, but the Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot says it should be increased to 10 years. This is also a very good point, which wherein for civil services you have to focus on the compensations which the center has accepted for the states. How that was in regards 50 percentage, 70 percentage, and 100 percentage, and this 100 percentage for 5 years. Fine, but what the Rajasthan Chief Minister is saying is rather than 5 years, it should be extended to 10 years. 100 percentage compensation would be extended not for 5 years but for 10 years. Sir, it's been 2 years, they haven't been given to them after GST. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You are absolutely right. Bharadwaj, you are absolutely right. That is what. And again, there is one more statement I will let you know also. Yes, very good. Base year 2015-16, absolutely. You are bang on target. Bharatwaj, you are bang on target. And for this, the union government should immediately release the first installment of. He is not only talking about GST, he is talking about the centrally sponsored schemes, CSE. Centrally sponsored schemes also. He is saying that there should be the release of the first installment because they are not having money. And then the chief minister is also talking about ways and means advances should be increased to 60 percentage, wherein the states can go ahead with making sure that they can borrow the money. External commercial borrowing can be taken up by ways and means advances, and he is also demanding the rebate and then interest on state advances to this, advances to the states. So from the center to the states, there should be a rebate and then should be given an interest on advances. So therein he is totally focusing on the revenue for the states. Ashok Gehlot or else the Chief Minister of Rajasthan is focusing on how they can go ahead with increasing the revenue of the states. And net loan should be increased from the 3 percentage of the state GDP to 5 percentage. Is that what is the demand by the even the Rajasthan Chief Minister? And he has also gone ahead with, he has this partial deferred in the sense delayed or postponement of salaries of MLAs, employees, all India service officers for 5 days of salary will be deducted, and that will be used or that would be contributed to Chief Minister's Relief Fund, CMRF. Fine, and then the postponement or else deferment of the salaries would be 75% salary for the legislators, 50% salary for all India service officers, 30% for other government officials will be late. So we have seen this kind of from even from the Kerala government. Yesterday we have seen in the news Kerala government, and today now again Rajasthan government has come up with this. So there is a point made by Kerala government and Rajasthan government that this center has to come forward to make sure that they will definitely protect the states not falling into the debts or the financial debts. Sir, India's tax collection overall only 18%, which is lower than the world's average collection. That is what. And GST, how far it is being implemented positively, and then what it is also was said is at the initial years, at least for 3 to 5 years, initial 3 to 5 years, whenever the GST is been implemented or it is rolled out in many of the countries, first initially the revenue collections will be very less, as per the experience of even from the European or Scandinavian countries. It has been taken into consideration through the experience that initially it will be very less, but later on they say, as per the report experience, they say that GST collection will actually prove or it will reap benefits. We should wait and see whether it will reap benefits or what will be the situation. And to what the Kerala government has come up, and then the Rajasthan government has come up with the center asking center to not to delay the GST or the center's states share in regards to the GST to be pumped or to be released to the states. The point was made by Kerala government and then Rajasthan government, Pinarayi Vijayan and also Ashok Gehlot, and then Ashok Gehlot. So the response is from the finance minister. What finance minister has said is center has not stopped. Says center has not stopped any funds to the state governments. So the finance ministry has made it very clear that center has not stopped any funds to the states. In fact, it says that central government is also facing a very difficult financial situation. Please look at that. Means what Ambaresh you are saying is that tax collection, yes, definitely the because of the COVID-19 or national lockdown, the statement made by the finance minister is very clear that the center is also reeling under financial woes or with financial problems. Sir, there are so many flaws. Yes, yes. The center said it has, in fact, released 2,980.45 crores to Kerala government in April itself, including that includes 894.53 crores as tax devolution, 1,276.92 crores as post-devolution revenue deficit, and then 157 crores as state disaster response mitigation fund and GST compensation of 652. So what the Kerala government has come up, now the finance ministry has hit back saying that we have released almost 2,980.45 crores of rupees to Kerala government in the form of tax devolution, post-devolution revenue deficit, state disaster response mitigation fund and GST compensation cess of 652 crores. Altogether 2,980.45 crores. So the the condition of the state's financial condition was, and again when it is brought to the notice of the government, then it is also made it very clear that the center says that we are going ahead. Sir, asked government to make a separate financial council rather than to make financial commission every 5 years because aim of achieving the objective fails every time. Yes, 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 definitely, definitely. See, that is what there has to be a structured, practical, rational system of apportioning of funds between the center and the states. That is why the states should not become poorer and then extending their arms towards the center. That is the point. But again, if you look at the finance ministry statements, it very clearly states that they are responding. They are going ahead with giving the money for in the form of tax devolution, post devolution revenue deficit, state disaster response mitigation fund, GST compensation cess. Everything they are saying that they are, what do you say, giving back to the states. So we should wait and look at it. So we have also seen because of the US China the kind of trade war what is happening, and then they have been engaging in the US, or as Donald Trump is coming up with saying that it is the coronavirus has been initiated or it is from the Wuhan from China. So because of this the market has drastically come down. That is, the global and domestic factors have hit badly the Indian equity benchmark, and it has, what do you say? It was actually having a gaining streak. That is Indian equity market. That is the stock exchange, but it has fallen down, or it has, what do you say, reduced. It has decreased or it has fell down drastically because of the global and domestic factors. So global factors are the one which the spat or the uproar between the US and the China, and then domestic front, that is the 14-day extension of the lockdown dampened the investor sentiment. So it is the global and domestic factors which have impacted the Indian equity market. And then the 30 share Sensex has almost come down 5.94 percentage or 2002 points, and then Nifty has lost 566.40 or 5.74 percentage. So it is greater than 5 percentage loss. This is very important, greater than 5 percentage of loss. And then we have seen because of the US China spat, poor corporate earnings also, that is global Qs have come down, and then along with that, the foreign portfolio investors are selling off Indian shares. This is very important. They are selling off Indian shares. That is what, and then it has been up to 1,375 crores. The FPIs, that is the foreign portfolio investors, have been in the selling spree, and domestic institutions also were net sellers at 1,662. So it is not only FPIs but also domestic portfolio investors, they actually buy it, but here domestic institutions are also selling. And not only in regards to India but also in Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea, that is in Asia, Taiwan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Singapore. We have seen all these countries experiencing the downtrend in the global equity markets because of the US China spat between both of them. So, this is in regards to that. And then I feel this session was informative, knowledgeable, and then please go ahead with liking the video, subscribe the video, share the video, and then hit the bell button while you are watching the video, that is Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, and then go ahead with subscribing the Let's Crack UPSC CSE English channel for 24 months, because you would be paying effectively only the amount for 13 months to get the subscription for 24 months. And do subscribe using my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10, and you would get 10%, and the discounted amount would be 43,200 approximately. So go ahead with the subscribing the Let's Crack UPSC CSE English by my code SBT10. So I hope this was very informative and then knowledgeable also. And before I wind up, I'll just read Bharatwaj sir. According to a research, it has come to picture that China did this to shift the power from Western to Asia. Okay, never. When we cannot, never know, never know, never know. We never know. And thank you very much, also, everyone. Thank you, thank you, Navin Raj. Thank you, Malvika. Thank you, Bharatwaj also. Naveen also, everyone, thank you. And then again, I have a class now at 11 o'clock, which will be on the trending topic. I will take up at length. It will be a trending topic at length. I will take it now at 11 o'clock itself. Just 15 minutes from now onwards, you will have a class, one more class. Mine in the same Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. You will have one more class, which will be a trending, and I would be taking the class in regards to the FCI, Food Corporation of India, and its role. So probably it will be very useful for you. Thank you, and then see you at 11 o'clock in the Let's Crack UPSC CSE English YouTube channel.